get to Randy Johnson here in a moment. Last week we had Dave Roberts on, Dodgers manager. And somehow we ended up with a conversation and a story about when Dave Roberts went to the plate and actually tried to bunt on Randy Johnson. Here's the Dodgers manager.
I didn't get the chance to hit the homer off Randy because he drilled me in the ribs anyway. So, so I got the repercussion of getting hit by Randy. I guess I could have had him sign that ball.
What did it feel like?
I still feel it. It was 97 two-seamer, and it was opening day, maybe 2003. I tried a bunt, and then the ball went foul, and Juan Pierre always told me, he said, hey, man, if you try to bunt off Randy, he's like the Nolan Ryan guy, where if you bunt, you better make it fair, because if you don't, the next one's going to be in your ribs. And I swear, Danny, it was like he's up there with this big black glove right under his eyes, and you got that visual. And I think I swear it was like the Top Gun radar lock right on my ribs, and I could just sense it. And then it was this heat-seeking 97 two-seamer just running right into my ribs.
That's Dave Roberts, the Dodger manager. Randy Johnson, the big unit, joining us on the program. Why was it offensive if somebody tried to bunt on you?
I'm not aware of that at all, Dan.
Because isn't that the ultimate compliment to you, Randy? I can't hit you. I might be able to bunt to get on, but you and Nolan Ryan took it personally.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure of Nolan's reasons, and there was a lot of people that bunted off me, and maybe that was they were doing the best that they could do to use their ability to get on base. I guess I didn't see it any way other than. I was just going to make it tough for you to get on base, regardless of whether you were swinging the bat or button.
Do you remember hitting Dave Roberts?
I don't. but I'm sure your engineers could probably look up how many batters I hit. And I think it's a legit question. I think I'm close to being at the top of hit batters in Major League Baseball.
Well, you did pitch to your 45, so you're going to hit a few. How many did Unit hit, Paulie?
He had 190, but he really peaked in 92, 93 when he led the league in hit batsmen.
There you go.
Did you ever feel sorry for somebody you hit?
My mom.
A father-son, a mother-son game, you plunked your mom?
Yeah, wiffle ball in the backyard one summer. It was a couple of weeks ago, actually.
And your mom's 6'10" as well, so.
Yeah, and she's 94.
What could you give me now? You're gonna be what, 59 coming up here? 59, I think.
59, and I think before we continue any further, I should talk about the disclosure of anything I say does not represent my employer, family, or friends, and because today's April 1st.
Okay.
So with that being said, let's continue now.
Okay. If you got 6 weeks to get ready, what do you think you could throw? What would be your top end?
Well, Dan, I've had 3 back surgeries, 5 knee surgeries, and my last year, I retired when I was 46, actually, not 45.
Okay.
And with San Francisco, and I actually tore my rotator cuff, and I never had surgery. I just kind of let it scar over, if you will. So I'm not really sure how effective I would be, or how scary I would be out there. I might be a little bit vulnerable not being able to throw 95 to 100.
What is the motivation to play into your 40s? We look at Tom Brady, some other athletes. Nolan Ryan, I think, was 45. But do you remember, you're financially set, your legacy is set. What is it that keeps you going?
Because at that point in my career, I was having more fun than I had ever had. The expectations weren't quite as great as they once were at the peak of my career. And now I was more of a mentor, if you were, when I was with San Francisco. Barry Zito, Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Sanchez. That's why they had me come to San Francisco, so I could be more of a mentor. And going out there And with the wind at my back at AT&T Park, throwing 91 on a good day was great. And, you know, I was pitching to more contact back then and would try to get a double play. And for me back then, that was success. And I just loved the game. And, you know, I might have even tried to play another year had I not tore my rotator cuff.
But you look at your style in today's game, where it's basically you throw it hard and I swing really hard. How would your career be different with today's philosophy with hitting and pitching?
If I was in my prime playing today's game with the way the game's being played today, I'd have 400 strikeouts.
In a season?
In a season. Well, yeah, I mean, I came close a couple of years in the years that I played back then. And people were swinging hard back then, but now I think analytics has really taken over, and in some ways it's a very important part of the game. But I don't think it's really important to know what the exit velocity was. I know when I'm 60 feet 6 inches away from the hitter and I give up a home run, I know by the crack of the bat and the velocity the ball is going over my head. 9 out of 10 times, I know when it's a home run. I don't need to know, you know, what the exit velocity was, 125 miles an hour.
What was that sound like when you know that you've given up a home run?
The face on the baseball. You know those old cartoons that you used to see when the face on the baseball is going by you screaming? It's like warped.
It's like going, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And there was a few of those home runs that I gave up that were like that.
Well, McGuire's, that was a bomb. But
yeah,
do you even turn around when you give up that home run? I don't even remember. No?
No, we were teammates at USC, and it was in the Kingdome. And I actually struck out 19 in that game. I struck out 19 in that game, and I was and we lost the game. And he hit that prolific home run. And when he rounded the bases and he got into the old Kingdome there up in Seattle, he sat in the doorway right between the benches. And I kind of saw him and I just gave him a tip of the hat and he gave me one back. And, you know, that was a friendship that we had being old teammates from college.
Yep. That's just, I got it. I'm going to throw it. You swing. If you hit it, good for you.
Yeah, I knew the exit velocity was pretty good.
Your name came up yesterday. We had Barkley on, and Barkley, we thought, was going to welcome us to his home during Super Bowl week in Arizona, and then we find out we're only there for a morning. We don't get to go in the house, and I go, damn, I should reach out to Randy Johnson. You know, you would be more hospitable than Barkley.
This is exactly what I heard, Dan. This is what I heard, and I'm so glad that we've connected. Because I do want to be a host. In fact, have a cigar.
From the White House.
Exactly.
A humidor from the White House. Wow, look at this. There's the open door policy. How big is the house, though?
The house is about 25,000 square feet.
Okay.
What did Charles call his place affectionately?
A compound.
A compound, but wasn't it called like the Barkley something?
I called it the Barkley Center.
That's cute, Dan.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you. Is this an invitation?
When you're the MVP of the only championship in the Valley of the Sun, your millions of fans simply know you as and reside at Area 51. You'll have all security clearance when you stay on my compound.
What do we have there? What kind of toys do we have when we get to the Randy Johnson compound, Area 51?
You have an assortment of high-performance sports cars, gassed and charged and ready to go. You'll have nothing but the finest wine and champagne.
Look at that.
You will be staying in the West Wing. You will have a 5,000 square foot recording studio that opens up to the grotto where there's an entertainment center out there for your recording of the Super Bowl week-long stay there.
Damn. Can we take BP against you?
Well, that's a disclaimer that you're going to have to sign.
Maybe we don't do that. That might not go well.
I'm rolling out the welcome mat and the red carpet. Charles didn't decide to do that, I have no idea.
Well, he's not as generous as you.
And then he said something about how I'm not so friendly. I don't know where that came from. I've been retired for 11 years.
There might have been a point in your career where you weren't friendly, Randy. There might have been.
Might have been.
Yeah.
On game day, yeah.
Yeah, I found that out the hard way. Hey, great to talk to you, and we'll stay in touch, but thanks for joining us.
All right, take care, Dad.
All right, that's Randy Johnson, Hall of Famer. Now that's how you welcome somebody to the Valley.
Mr. Arizona.
Yes. I mean, we don't need Charles Barkley.